what is the emergent church, and is it New Age?
What is the emergent? Yeah. Emergent church is a tag name that's been given to a number of new expressions of Orthodox Christianity. So as far as I'm aware, and I've talked to a number of leaders in the emergent movement, I might have some disagreement with them on certain ways of expressing things, but they're a far cry from New Agers. These are people who would self-identify as evangelical Christians, people who believe that personal God, Jesus is his incarnate Son, that we're not God, et cetera, et cetera. I know some people are nervous about the emergent movement because of some connections they have with not New Age thought, but rather what broadly is called postmodern thought. Some emergent folk might have a bit more postmodern sensibilities than I might have or such, but they're certainly in the stream of Orthodox Bible-believing Christianity, not coming out of the New Age movement in any sense.
Yeah, the concern there is that, on the one hand, you've got fundamentalism, which I would define as sort of an attitude where it's sort of like Eckhart Tolle, where I know I'm right, I got the facts, I don't need to demonstrate it, you just got to listen to me, and so, I just know the truth. And there's no humility in the idea and awareness that there can be legitimate disagreement about things. There's no open-mindedness, which is what the first question was about. At the other extreme, you have got some Christians who have so reacted against that they are hesitant to make any truth claims at all. They can only claim what they believe. For me, Jesus is Lord. For me, the Bible is true. For me, but who am I to say that it's for everybody? And so they really go towards a relativism. And some, but not most, but some in the emergent church movement have made statements that really kind of relativize the faith. And it all becomes sort of a subjective storytelling. That's where some people get concerned that they are influenced by the New Age. But with Paul, I would say the gist of the movement, I think, is a very good and healthy corrective to a lot of what's been going on in the name of Christianity. I see a lot of good kingdom vision in most of the emergent movement, to be a follower of Jesus, and the radical difference that means, and things of that sort. So it's really important on these things that we don't paint with broad strokes, and take it on a case-by-case basis.
Another way of capturing this dichotomy Greg just laid out, the sort of spectrum, is the very difficult balance for a Christian between humility on one hand and conviction on the other. And the fundamentalists might be, you could characterize them as folks who had a lot of conviction with very little humility. But there's an equal and opposite error of having so much humility that one feels one can't state conviction of truth very clearly, or one starts sounding arrogant. Jesus seems to typify for me someone who is very willing to make powerful statements about conviction of truth, but he was also did out of very humble heart. I think those two things are compatible. I don't think they're enemies at all.